Excuse me, sir.
Well, hello.
It's always laughter when I meet up with my dad. In this video, I'm headed to Salt Spring Island via Victoria. Salt Spring Island is one of British Columbia's Gulf Islands, nestled between Vancouver Island and the mainland. It is known for its laid-back, artsy vibe, beautiful coastal scenery, and small island charm. I'm here for a pottery course, but of course I'll be exploring and taking you along with me. Let's go! How perfect is it that my flight from Vancouver to Victoria flew right over Salt Spring Island? This is looking south. On the top left corner of the screen, you'll see a long skinny inlet. That is called Long Harbor. And then the main inlet or bay there is called Ganges Harbor. And you can see the town of Ganges. Ganges is the main town on Salt Spring Island. Good morning from Schwartz Bay. I flew down to Victoria last night. My dad picked me up from the airport, had a lovely dinner with him and his wife, and then got to sleep. And I got up at 5:15 this morning to shower and hit the road, and I am now in the ferry lineup on my way to Salt Spring Island. I'll be spending the next few days here in a pottery workshop and hope to show you guys some of the island. I was only here once for a day back in 2008. So I'm very excited to come back and check it all out more thoroughly. Also, I've got this super cool camping setup, and I can't wait to give you the full tour. Ferries are pretty straightforward. They leave every couple hours. The trip is about 35 minutes long. I think a return trip is around $50. And yeah, they start at about 7 in the morning and go till 9 at night. And you just drive on and drive off. So my pottery course didn't start until 10, and I got to the island probably at about 7:45. So I had time to kill. My first step was to grab a coffee at the Switchboard Cafe, and then I drove around and explored a little bit. Not exactly the picturesque beach that I was expecting. It's about 30 feet wide. Well, that beach was a bust, but my pottery course was amazing. After my course had finished up for the day, I hopped in the car and toured around the island to get my bearings. I had no idea there were so many deer on Salt Spring Island, and everyone said that it was like fawn calving season or something, and there were all these cute little babies everywhere. Anyways, I spent most of that evening in the northwest and northeastern areas of the island, just checking everything out, stopping at various viewpoints and beach access points. If I can be perfectly honest, it seems as if there's not a lot of public beach access here, and I'm guessing it's because a lot of wealthy people have bought up the shoreline, leaving this as your access. Let's be real, I was also looking for potential boondocking spots. However, I did not have much luck. In the end, I ended up at Ruckle Provincial Park. Big tree. Not in the Yukon anymore. This may be the one campground where a person might choose a tent over a camper, and that is because tenters can basically pitch their tents overlooking the ocean, and it's just gorgeous. Okay, I almost walked right into this deer. That was kind of freaky. They're so little. I still wouldn't want to get charged by one. And here's our little spot. Way up. I don't know if you can see me. It's getting kind of dark. I'm back in the van now. Just went for a walk around the park. I am staying tonight at Ruckle Provincial Park. There is no boondocking to be had on Salt Spring Island. Everywhere says no overnight parking. So why risk it when I can stay in this beautiful provincial campground for only $20 a night? Seems worth it. And also, the private campgrounds are like $50 a night, and they don't have very good reviews, some of them. So I will stay here. So the next day, on my way to Pottery, I stopped at the very well-known farmers market, and it's really a shame I didn't have more time because I love nothing more than a farmers market. But I still had time to buy plenty of treats, some garlic, some gifts, and yeah, it was just fabulous. So despite the video showing not many people, keep in mind it was early and raining. After Pottery, on the second day, I headed to Moby's Pub, which was recommended to me for not only their great views of the harbor, but also their famous duck wings, which were delicious. And I happened to arrive during happy hour, so it was a buck a duck. After an early dinner, I hit up the local grocery store for some provisions. I also took a walk along the harbor in Ganges, and then I decided, while it was too early to head back to the campground, that I would try to make it to the top of Mount Maxwell. Even though it recommended four-wheel drive, it was very doable in the van. This was probably one of my favorite spots in all of Salt Spring Island, and I definitely recommend it. The views were stunning, and I had the place to myself. Highly recommend. Not used to seeing trees this big. That was a very loud noise. Not sure if it picked up. I looked underneath, couldn't really see anything. But I think this is a good reminder that I need to focus on the road and not on taking footage. So I'll see you at the bottom. I was just up there. Then a very strange thing happened. I got back to my campsite, which I had reserved and paid for 3 nights, only to find a tent set up in my spot. I had even left a camp chair there so people would know the spot was taken. In any case, eventually they did arrive back and seemed very confused, but we shared the site, it wasn't a problem, and the next morning I grabbed a coffee at the farm stand at Ruckle's Park before heading to my last day of pottery. These farm stands are all over the island and they operate on the honor system. So you just take what you like, you add it up, you leave the money in the little box, and you're good to go. On my way to class, I stopped at Francis Bread, which came highly recommended. And here I got their shakshuka breakfast bun. The line I wasn't too sure about, but it was worth it. This beautiful sandwich. Better be good. It was $16. After class on my last day of pottery, I was pretty beat from 3 days of making pottery and then adventuring on my off time. And so I just decided to head back to the campground and hang out in those beautiful surroundings. Morning, just woke up. I've been spending the past 3 nights. Been spending the past 3 nights in my dad's minivan, and I'm just getting ready to go. One last look at these water views. I also checked in with home. You can be sure I wanted to see how little Marv was doing without me. And then it was time to pack up and head back to Victoria. All in all, I had a lovely time during this solo holiday on Salt Spring Island. I went for the pottery, but stayed for the beautiful coastal charm. I relished the gorgeous food, scenery, and time to myself to commune with nature. I'll definitely be back and just hope it won't be another 17 years before my next visit. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you could do me a favor by hitting that like button, leaving me a little comment, or clicking subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I'll leave you now with some photos and some video footage of my visit with my dad. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you back in the Yukon.
Can you get him to talk, Tara?
Uh-huh.
Oh, look.
take Tara.